So imagine hiring an employee who literally never sleeps. No vacations, working 24 hours a day, and knocking out thousands of repetitive tasks without even breaking a sweat. It sounds like pure science fiction, right? Well, looking ahead to 2026, something surprisingly close to this is actually becoming a reality. We are standing right on the edge of a massive shift in how the modern workplace functions, and it's all being driven by a brand new evolution in technology. We call them AI agents. And the crucial difference here is the shift from passive to active. For years, artificial intelligence was mainly used to generate text, create images, maybe summarize information, or analyze massive data sets for us. It was incredibly smart, sure, but still entirely reactive. An AI agent, though, is an artificial intelligence designed not just to answer your questions, but to take action and actually accomplish goals. It's moving from just generating information to executing tasks, really bridging that gap between thinking and doing. The contrast here is pretty stark. Think about a traditional chatbot. It basically just waits for you to type something. It's entirely dependent on your ongoing prompts, essentially pausing its digital brain until you tell it exactly what to do next. But an AI agent, you can give it a broad overarching goal. From there, it figures out the steps needed to accomplish that goal on its own. It uses different software tools, processes incoming information, and completes entire parts of a workflow with way less human supervision. This fundamental difference is literally what could completely change the way we approach our daily work. Section 1. Transforming business and productivity. Let's dive right into how this technology is actually transforming complex business workflows. Because when AI shifts from just thinking to acting, the ripple effects are absolutely enormous. Consider your everyday customer service scenario. Imagine a mid-sized company receiving hundreds of complex customer requests every single morning. Normally, a human employee has to manually open and read each request, figure out the specific problem, hunt down the customer's purchase history in some clunky database, write up a personalized response, update the company's ticketing system, and then finally move on to the next one. That takes a lot of time. But an AI agent could potentially handle all 5 of these sequential steps automatically, in seconds, for hundreds of tickets simultaneously. The human employee is then freed up to step in only for those unusual, highly nuanced, or sensitive cases that actually require genuine human empathy and judgment. But customer service is really just one piece of the pie here. These agents can be deployed across a ton of different business processes. Think about in-depth research, where an agent scours the internet, compiles financial data, and builds a comprehensive dossier before you even step foot in the office. They can manage complex scheduling, dynamically adjusting calendars across completely different time zones. They can handle sales operations by qualifying leads and updating CRM software like Salesforce. And they're totally adaptable to data analysis, marketing campaigns, software testing, document processing, and just vast amounts of administrative work. Wherever repetitive, rule-based workflows exist, they can be adapted. Which brings us to a massive economic question, one that's likely going to define the next decade of business. What happens when one single employee can use AI agents to accomplish work that previously required several people? Take a second to think about the sheer scale of that impending change. It fundamentally rewrites the rules of operational capacity. Let's look at how this builds out across the broader economy. If one person can effectively do the work of 5 by leveraging these agents, well, productivity increases dramatically. Businesses can operate at incredibly high speeds because those traditional human bottlenecks, they're just eliminated. For example, instead of a marketing team waiting 3 days for an analyst to generate a performance report, an AI agent could generate it, format it, and distribute it in 3 minutes. At the same time, operational costs fall. Ultimately, companies could potentially generate significantly more output, much faster, with much smaller, highly leveraged teams. Section 2. Task automation versus job loss. Naturally, this rapid acceleration brings up some very real anxieties. So let's shift our focus to the micro level. A lot of people assume AI is simply going to eliminate entire professions overnight. But the reality is way more nuanced than that. It's far more likely that it's going to eliminate specific tasks inside those professions first, rather than the profession itself. Take accounting as a great example. An accountant does so much more than just enter numbers. They provide strategic financial counsel. But their day is heavily filled with repetitive activities, organizing endless digital documents, extracting key info from invoices, checking transactions for errors, preparing standard reports, and running routine variance analysis. Many of these specific routine tasks could increasingly be automated by agents, but that doesn't mean the accountant just disappears.
Instead, the fundamental nature of their day-to-day job changes, allowing them to focus on high-level strategy. And we could see this exact same evolution in marketing, law, human resources, and software development.
So the crucial point here is that we need to change the conversation entirely. The most important question is not that fear-based, will AI take my job? A much better, far more productive question to ask yourself right now is, which specific parts of my job can AI perform faster than I can? Because if a large chunk of someone's daily work consists of predictable, repetitive tasks, handing that execution over to automation actually becomes a massive power-up for your own personal efficiency and career growth. Section 3. Risks and human oversight. We absolutely need a reality check here, though, because this technology is not perfect. Integrating this comes with significant hurdles. AI agents have some serious limitations right now. They can, and do, make mistakes. They can completely misunderstand complex instructions, get stuck in logic loops, or just produce completely incorrect information, a phenomenon we often call hallucinations. And when an AI system is connected directly to live, real-world business software, the stakes are totally different. A hallucination isn't just a funny text output anymore. It could mean an agent accidentally sending a severely incorrect invoice to your biggest client, or even deleting crucial database entries. Plus, we face massive, ongoing concerns around privacy, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, fraud prevention, and corporate accountability. Because of those severe risks, companies absolutely cannot simply give an AI agent access to their core systems, flip a switch, and walk away. No way. Human oversight remains extremely critical, especially when the AI is dealing with corporate money, sensitive customer information, binding legal decisions, or really any high-stakes scenario. The technology might execute the task, but trust still requires a human in the loop to review the work and be fully accountable for the final outcome. Section 4. The new career advantage. So, knowing the immense power and the very real risks of these tools, what actually happens to individual workers? Let's explore how adapting creates an entirely new advantage. Imagine two employees sitting next to each other, heading into the exact same job on a Monday morning. One employee performs every task manually, the traditional way. They're typing out every single email, manually pulling data for every spreadsheet, and taking hours to compile reports. Now, the other employee knows how to use AI tools. They automate the repetitive workflows, analyze complex information instantly, and supervise a small fleet of specialized AI agents to handle the grunt work. They might have the exact same job title and sit in the exact same office, but their daily productivity, creative output, and overall value to the company could be completely different. That means knowing how to effectively work with AI isn't just some neat party trick. It's rapidly becoming a major career advantage. Eventually, directing AI agents is going to be less like having a highly specialized niche technical skill and much more like knowing how to use a laptop, navigate the internet, or just send an email. It's just going to be the professional baseline. And this transformation benefits small businesses and solo entrepreneurs in incredible ways too. A single person with a laptop and the right suite of AI tools could potentially operate like a massive corporate team, handling customer support, global marketing, and deep data processing all on their own. Section 5. Essential human skills. But there is a catch to all of this. If everyone eventually has access to these exact same highly capable AI tools, the tools themselves stop being the primary competitive advantage. The real advantage becomes leveraging what actually makes us human. High-value soft skills are going to become even more crucial. Think about understanding the subtle emotional nuances of customers, making sound ethical decisions in gray areas, building genuine interpersonal trust, creating truly original out-of-the-box ideas, communicating with profound clarity, and effectively managing people. AI can instantly generate endless amounts of information, code, and text, sure, but information alone just doesn't guarantee good judgment, empathy, or leadership. Therefore, the future workplace is likely going to look less like humans frantically competing against AI for survival and much more like humans working collaboratively with AI systems. The modern worker is going to look a lot more like a manager or a film director, where one person acts as the strategic visionary, supervising and orchestrating multiple AI agents to get highly complex, multi-layered projects done quickly and accurately. This dynamic also presents a really profound challenge for our educational institutions. If schools and universities continue preparing students mainly for repetitive, information-based tasks, like memorizing facts or following rigid, formulaic rubrics, they are essentially preparing people for a workplace that is rapidly vanishing. Our educational needs have to pivot forcefully toward teaching critical thinking, active and persuasive communication, human creativity, complex problem solving, and above all, lifelong adaptability. And here is a point that is absolutely vital to understand. The AI revolution probably won't arrive as one giant, dramatic, cinematic event. There's not going to be a single day when everyone wakes up and realizes the world completely changed overnight. Instead, it's a quiet revolution. It starts small, it happens one automated task at a time, then maybe one AI assistant handling a week's worth of administrative planning, then an entire departmental workflow fully automated in a month. Eventually, an entire company's core operations are transformed over a year. We're likely just going to look back and realize the way we work changed forever, without anyone ever officially announcing that the future had arrived.
Which brings us to our current reality. The real question isn't whether AI agents will change the workplace, they already are. It's happening right now in corporate offices, small businesses, and on remote desktops all over the world. So the bigger question left for you is this. Will you be the person competing against the technology or the person who knows exactly how to use it? Because as AI agents become exponentially more capable, that difference could easily become one of the biggest career advantages of the next decade.